Well, welcome to the live, guys. I just want to share, and this live will be regarding to recapping Maduro, how he was captured by the Delta Force, which is really great. So obviously, we will be seeing everything though. Presentation, perfect. All right, guys, welcome to the channel. So what we got today is a recap how Maduro was captured. So it's been a lot in incidents happening since Maduro. We all know it's not great news. Like it's not so much. It's not the greatest news so far. So we all know it happened at the beginning of the year, but it was a recreation how everything happened. So I'm gonna play it on right now here for you guys. You'll see reactions and see some stuff going on. It's kind of funny because many people are contradicting and saying things like why Maduro was captured and that's against human rights and things like that, so on and on and on. So first off, Maduro was captured for many things. One of those breaking the country, and another one political interest. So we should never win any presidential election in that country. All right, so let's check this up.
2026, 2:47 in the morning. A CH-47 Chinook tears through Venezuelan airspace at 180 miles per hour. Inside, Nicolas Maduro sits zip-tied, blindfolded, wearing nothing but silk pajamas. 12 Delta Force operators surround him. His wife, Celia Flores, screams in Spanish beside him. In exactly 43 minutes, the most wanted narco-terrorist in the Western Hemisphere will land on American soil. In 6 hours, he'll be in a federal courtroom. But here's what nobody's asking. How did the United States pull off the impossible? How do you kidnap a sitting president from inside his own palace, protected
Wow.
by Russian S-400 missiles, Cuban intelligence, and 50,000 loyal troops? Before we break down every second of this operation, hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment telling us where you're watching from and whether you think this was justice or an act of war. Because what you're about to hear will rewrite everything you thought you knew about American military power. This operation didn't start on January 3rd. It didn't even start in 2025. This mission began 5 years ago with a phone call, a betrayal, and $50 million in cash. August 2020, CIA headquarters. Langley, Virginia. An encrypted phone call comes in from Caracas. The caller? A high-ranking officer in Venezuela's Directorate General of Military Counterintelligence. Codename Cardinal. He's been on Maduro's security detail for 8 years. He knows every rotation, every safe house, every escape route. And he's tired of watching his country collapse while Maduro and his generals fly cocaine to Miami and stack euros in Swiss banks. Cardinal wants out. But he wants something first. $50 million. Immunity for his family. And a new life in America. The CIA agrees. Operation Cardinal becomes the most valuable intelligence asset in South America. For the next 4 years, Cardinal feeds the CIA everything. Maduro's daily schedule, his mistresses, his bunkers, the locations of his gold reserves, the names of every Chinese intelligence officer operating in Caracas. But here's
Wow, Chinese involved. That's crazy.
2024. Maduro has stage 2 colon cancer. He's getting treatments in Havana every 6 weeks. Cuban doctors, Russian medications. The trips are secret. Not even his cabinet knows. And every time Maduro leaves for Havana, there's a 36-hour window when palace security drops to 40% capacity. That intelligence sits on a desk at CIA headquarters for 3 months, until Donald Trump returns to the White House. January 20th, 2025. Trump's second inauguration. That night, during a private dinner at the White House, Trump asks CIA Director Bill Burns a simple question.
Can we get Maduro?
Burns pulls out a folder. Operation Cardinal. 5 years of intelligence. Trump reads for
Whoa.
20 minutes. Then he looks up and
That's
says 3 words.
amazing. That's really
Make it
cool.
happen.
But here's the problem. You can't just fly into Caracas and grab a head of state. Venezuela has Russian-made S-400 air defense systems. They have Cuban intelligence embedded in every government office. They have Chinese surveillance technology monitoring every phone call, every email, every text message in the country. One leak, one intercepted communication, and the mission is over before it starts. So the CIA builds a cover story. They call it Operation Distant Thunder. The official story? The United States is planning massive military exercises in the Caribbean, naval drills, air superiority training, show of force to Cuba and Nicaragua, completely routine. Nobody suspects it's a cover for the largest snatch and grab operation in modern history. March
Wow, that's really cool.
2025. The USS Iwo Jima, an amphibious assault ship, deploys to the Caribbean. Official mission, counter-narcotics operations. Real mission, floating staging base 70 miles north of Venezuela in international waters. On board, members of JSOC, Joint Special Operations Command, Delta Force, SEAL Team 6, 160 Special Operations Aviation Regiment, the Night Stalkers, the baddest helicopter pilots on planet Earth, and they start training for one mission: penetrate Caracas airspace, extract one target, get out alive. But they need one more thing. They need Maduro to be in Caracas, not
Right.
Havana, not hiding in a bunker. They need him exposed. And Trump has a plan for that. November 14th, 2025. Trump calls Maduro directly. No State Department, no diplomats, just Trump, on a secure line, speaking to Maduro in broken Spanish with a translator. Trump offers a deal: step down peacefully, go into exile in Cuba or Russia, keep your money, keep your freedom, or stay in power and face consequences.
Wow, he
Maduro
gave him an option.
is bluffing. He tells Trump that Venezuela is a sovereign nation, that America has no authority, that he'll die before he surrenders. Trump's response is ice cold.
We'll see about that.
That phone call is recorded,
That's
leaked to the press
insane.
3 days later. Maduro calls it American imperialism. He gives a speech in Caracas, defiant, angry. He vows to stay in power for life. And that's exactly what Trump wanted, because now Maduro feels invincible. Now he gets careless. December 2025. CIA surveillance picks up increased activity. Maduro cancels his December trip to Havana. Why? Because he's meeting with Chinese diplomats. China is offering Venezuela a $10 billion infrastructure deal in exchange for oil rights.
For
It's
oil, absolutely.
Maduro's presidency. He can't miss it. The meeting is scheduled for January 2nd, 2026 at Miraflores Palace. After the meeting, Maduro plans to fly to Havana for treatment. But here's what Maduro doesn't know. Cardinal has already told the CIA everything. The exact time Maduro will be in the palace. The fact that his personal security will be light because most of his guards will be preparing for the Havana trip. And most importantly, Maduro will be sleeping in the palace that night. Not in a bunker, not in a safe house. In his bedroom, 3rd floor, east wing. That's the window. That's the moment. And Trump gives the execute order. December 31st, 2025. New Year's Eve. While Americans count down to midnight, Trump signs the mission authorization at Mar-a-Lago. Operation Absolute Resolve. Capture Nicolas Maduro. Bring him to American soil. Charge him with narco-terrorism, drug trafficking,
Yeah.
money laundering, crimes
Guys been
against
doing a lot of narco
are clear. Capture, not
business going on there.
civilian
So
casualties. 0 American losses. Extraction within 4 hours. Failure is not an option. If the mission goes wrong, if operators are captured, Trump will authorize a full-scale invasion to get them out. 18,000 Marines are standing by in Florida. B-2 bombers are armed and ready. This is not a bluff. January 1st, 2026. Delta Force receives final briefing. The team leader is an operator codenamed Hatchet. 22 years
that's
in
really
special
cool, though.
operations. If anyone can pull this off, it's Hatchet. His team consists of 40 operators. 12 will breach the palace. 8 will provide overwatch. 20 will secure the perimeter and extraction point. Every operator has studied 3-dimensional models of Miraflores Palace for 6 months. They know every hallway, every staircase, every exit. They've rehearsed the breach 157 times at a
Did that
replica
create a scenario?
Carolina. They know the mission down to the second, but no plan survives first
That's
contact.
cool. That's really cool,
Nobody
though.
knows what will happen when boots hit the ground in Caracas. January 2nd, 2026, 11 a.m. Caracas time. Maduro meets with Chinese envoy Li Zhang for 3 hours. They discuss oil contracts, infrastructure investments, military cooperation. By 2 p.m., the meeting ends. Maduro is in a good mood. He's just secured $10 billion for Venezuela. That night, he's private dinner. Celia Flores is with him, his closest advisors. By 11 p.m., the advisors leave. By midnight, the palace is quiet. Maduro goes to bed. He has no idea that 70 miles north, On the USS Iwo Jima, 40 Delta Force operators are gearing up. Night vision goggles, suppressed HK-416 rifles, breaching charges, flex cuffs, tactical medical kits. Every piece of equipment checked 3 times. At the same time, 6
Mm.
F-22 Raptor stealth fighters launch from Homestead Air Force Base in Florida. They arrive over Venezuelan airspace by 10 p.m., flying at 40,000 feet, invisible to radar. Their mission is simple. The moment the operation starts, take out Venezuela's air defense network, S-400 batteries, radar installations, command centers. Without air defenses, Venezuela is blind. Meanwhile, a CIA Reaper drone circles Caracas at 25,000 feet. Thermal imaging cameras watch the palace. Every heat signature mapped. Guard rotations
That's so
confirmed.
cool, bro.
Maduro's location verified. Third floor, east wing, bedroom. He's asleep. The window is open. January 3rd, 2026, 12:30 a.m. USS Iwo Jima's flight deck roars to life. 6 MH-47 Chinooks spin up their rotors. 8 MH-60 Blackhawks prepare for launch. 4 AH-6 Little Bird gunships load rockets. 40 Delta Force operators board the helicopters. No talking, only hand signals. Hatchet looks at his team. These are the best soldiers America has
Right.
ever produced. He gives one final order. Bring everyone home. 1 a.m. Launch. The Armada lifts off, flying
Wow.
south toward Venezuela. Low altitude, 150 feet above the black water of the Caribbean. No lights, no radio chatter, total silence. F-22s orbit overhead. 3 Navy destroyers stand by in case Venezuela's Navy tries to intervene. 1:45 a.m. The helicopters cross into Venezuelan waters. Still no detection. Venezuelan radar operators are watching their screens, but they see nothing. The helicopters are flying too low. By the time Venezuelan air defense picks up the signal, it will be too late. 1:58 a.m. 2 minutes to strike. F-22s receive the execute order. They fire. AGM-88 HARM missiles streak toward Venezuelan radar installations. 12 radar sites across Caracas go dark in 9 seconds. Venezuela's air defense network is blind. Nobody in Caracas knows what's coming. 2 a.m. Caracas erupts. Explosions rock Fuerte Tiuna military base. Explosions at Generalissimo Francisco de Miranda Air Base. Explosions at La Guaira port. But these
Wow.
aren't invasion strikes. They're diversions. Tomahawk cruise missiles launched from Navy destroyers offshore, hitting ammunition depots and fuel storage facilities. No casualties, just noise, fire, chaos. Venezuelan military scrambles. Troops rush toward the bases. Air
And they
raids
caught him asleep.
across the city. Civilians think it's an invasion. They flee to shelters, to basements, to subway tunnels. Maduro's palace guard rushes toward the explosions, and that's exactly what the Americans want. Because while every Venezuelan soldier is looking at the fires, nobody is watching the palace.
Right.
2:03 a.m. 6 Chinooks scream across Caracas airspace at 180
Very
miles per hour,
strategy.
flying 120
Very
feet
nice
above
strategy
the
that they did, guys.
Civilians look up, terrified. Black helicopters, American helicopters. The rotor wash shakes windows. Car alarms go off across the city. Venezuelan Air Force tries to
Like
scramble
in the
jets
movies.
via airbase, but it's too late.
I
F-22s are
mean,
all
that's not
Venezuelan
cool having
pilots receive
conflicts
a
like that.
radio warning in
But
Spanish.
still,
Return to base
was
or you will be
necessarily
destroyed.
to be
They turn
done.
back. 2:07 a.m. Lead Chinook reaches Miraflores Palace. The palace is a massive colonial-era building in the center of Caracas, surrounded by walls.
It's like the
Guard
White House
normally
in
200
Venezuela.
soldiers protect it. Tonight, because of the diversionary explosions, only 40 guards remain. They're confused, disorganized, looking toward the fires on the horizon. Nobody's watching the sky. 2:08 a.m. Fast ropes drop from the Chinook. 12 Delta operators
Chinook.
slide down onto the palace roof in 8 seconds. 2 palace guards hear the rotor noise. They turn, look up, see the helicopter. Too late. Suppressed gunfire. 2 shots each. The guards drop. The operators move like shadows, breaching the rooftop access door in 4 seconds. Stairwell. Night vision turns the darkness into green light. They
That's so
descend.
cool.
3rd floor, east wing, Maduro's bedroom. Intel says he's alone with his wife. 2 guards outside the door. 2 10 a.m. operators reach the 3rd floor hallway. 2 guards, standing outside Maduro's bedroom, see shapes moving in the darkness. They raise their rifles. Suppressed shots drop them before they can fire. The operators move
Whoa.
fast. They've
Really
trained
cool.
for this exact moment 157 times. Muscle memory, no hesitation. 2:12 a.m. They reach Maduro's bedroom door. Solid mahogany, reinforced steel frame. An operator places a shaped breaching charge on the hinges. 3-second countdown. The explosion is muffled, but powerful. The door blows inward. Smoke fills the room. Inside, Nicolas Maduro sits up in bed, confused, disoriented. Celia Flores screams. Two operators rush in. One yanks Maduro out of bed, slams him face first onto the floor. Flex cuffs around his wrists, tight. Maduro's face goes pale. He realizes what's happening.
You can't do this. I am the president of Venezuela.
The operator doesn't respond. He just lifts Maduro like a suitcase and moves toward the door. 2:14 a.m. Operators move Maduro and Celia Flores toward the stairwell. They reach the roof. A Chinook hovers
Wow,
over
that's really cool, guys.
fast rope drop. Operators
That's really cool.
Maduro into a harness. He's lifted into the sky, kicking, screaming. Celia Flores is next. She's silent now, in shock. By 2:16 a.m., all operators are aboard. Extraction complete. The Chinook banks hard, flying north at maximum speed. Venezuelan forces finally realize what happened. Fighter jets scramble from Valencia Air Base, but F-22s intercept them. Venezuelan pilots receive
Whoa.
this time. An F-22 locks onto a Venezuelan Su-30. The Venezuelan pilot sees the
So
missile.
they had
loading.
Sukhois.
He turns back. No shots fired. 2:34 a.m. The helicopters cross into international waters. Venezuelan missiles can't reach them. They're safe. Inside the Chinook, Maduro sits on the floor, zip-tied, blindfolded. He's muttering in Spanish. Prayers, curses, threats. The operators ignore him. Mission accomplished. 3:18 a.m. The Chinooks land on the USS Iwo Jima. Maduro is pulled out, still in his silk pajamas, still zip-tied. DEA agents are waiting. FBI agents photograph him, document everything. A Navy
Yeah.
medic checks his vitals. Blood pressure elevated, heart rate 120, but he's healthy. He'll stand trial. 3:45 a.m. Maduro is placed in a holding cell on the ship. Steel walls, fluorescent lights. He sits on a bench, head in his hands. 30 minutes ago, he was the president of Venezuela. Now he's a prisoner. Celia Flores is in a separate cell, crying. She keeps asking to see her husband. They don't let her. 4:30 a.m. Venezuelan Defense Minister Vladimir Padrino Lopez appears on state television, his voice shaking. He calls it an invasion, an act of war. He declares a national
That's
emergency.
not an act of war.
mobilizes the
Act of
military,
war is when
demands
you
Maduro's
take
immediate return, but nobody's
many
listening.
people out of
Russia
this
issues a statement
existence.
condemning the operation.
Innocent
China
people.
protests. The United Nations calls for an emergency meeting, but Maduro is gone, and he's not coming back. 5:47 a.m. A C-17 Globemaster transport plane takes off from the USS Iwo Jima. Destination, Homestead Air Force Base, Florida. Maduro is aboard, now wearing an orange jumpsuit, hands cuffed, feet shackled. He stares out the window as the sun rises over the Caribbean. He's silent now. No more threats, no more curses, just
Right.
silence. 8:15 a.m. The C-17
That's so cool, though.
lands in Florida. Maduro is transferred to a federal detention facility in Miami. Fingerprinted, photographed, processed like
Everything
anything.
processed.
By 9 a.m., he's sitting in a cell. Concrete walls, steel bed, toilet in the corner. The man who controlled billions of dollars in drug money. The man who starved his own people
Just
while
like
he
that.
ate lobster in the presidential
that.
palace. Now he's prisoner number 26,437. 11 a.m. Trump holds a press conference at Mar-a-Lago. He's wearing a dark suit, red tie. He looks directly into the camera.
Last night, American forces conducted a precision operation to apprehend
Very
Nicolas
nice.
Maduro, a man responsible for flooding American streets with cocaine, for torturing his own people, for
Yeah,
stealing
he's trafficking a lot of drugs and
Venezuelans
a lot of
starved. He
cartels
thought he
involved
was
with it.
untouchable. He was
He
wrong.
was part of the
That
cartel of the
operation was flawed.
Solis.
0 American casualties. Maduro is now in federal custody and will face trial. Let this be a message to every dictator, every terrorist, every criminal who thinks they can hide from American justice. You can't. We will find you, we will get you, and you will answer for your crimes.
Right.
The room erupts with questions. Reporters shouting. Trump smiles, walks off the stage. Mission accomplished. 2 p.m. Maduro appears in federal court in Miami. He's wearing the orange jumpsuit, hands cuffed in front of him. His lawyer, a public defender, stands beside him. The judge reads the charges: narco-terrorism, conspiracy
Yeah.
to import 5,000 kilograms of cocaine into the
Wow.
United States, money laundering, crimes against humanity. Maduro pleads not guilty. The judge denies bail. The defendant is a flight risk and a danger to the community. Maduro is remanded to federal custody. Trial date set for June 2026. As Maduro is led out of the courtroom, reporters shout questions. Do you have anything to say? Maduro stops, looks at the cameras, and for the first time since his capture, he speaks.
This is illegal. I am the president of Venezuela. The United
You're
States
not a
has no
president. You
choice.
never win an election in
Kidnapping.
Venezuela
This is an
soil.
act of war.
The guards pull him away. The courtroom doors close. By the end of January 3rd, Venezuela is in chaos. The military doesn't know who's in charge. Padrino Lopez tries to assume control, but rival generals challenge him. Protests erupt in Caracas. Some
Yeah.
Venezuelans celebrate Maduro's capture. Others riot, calling it American imperialism. The country teeters on the edge of civil war. Russia and China condemn the operation, but take no action. They issue statements. They
Yeah,
complain
sure,
to the
because the
United
oil.
Nations, but they don't intervene because they know the truth. If they try to rescue Maduro, if they send troops or ships or planes, America will respond with overwhelming force, and nobody wants that war.
Right, right. Wow. That's something, though. That's really the whole thing. So now let's see what the Venezuela thing is going on over there. Let's check it out with
Past
next.
7 years, Caracas, Venezuela. American Airlines going to make the first commercial flight to Venezuela from the U.S. in 7 years due to unrest in that country. It just hasn't happened. For a lot of people here in Florida, it's going to be a
So the
chance
commercial first
to
flights,
reunite with their family members.
not long ago.
We are going to be able to see our families. They're going to be able to come and see us. This is
For the
amazing. So
people who are
all of
working
us,
hard and
well,
allowing to see their families, which is
are
great,
so
though. I think it's
happy.
great.
And now it's connecting the two countries. So amazing.
They're pulling out all the stops here, Cafe Con Leche, Free Arepas, and they're just starting to board right now. This is a symbol,
Right.
not just of reunions, but in how much has changed in Venezuela over the past 117 days since Nicolas Maduro was taken by U.S. forces. The U.S. Embassy has opened up. Oil
Right.
is flowing to U.S.
Be like
refineries.
that, guys.
Today, flights on a daily
You gotta
basis.
be this way.
Still a lot of hurdles to overcome in Venezuela, but for about 8 million people who fled that country after 25 years of socialism, this is a sign. Venezuela opening back up for business. A real
For business. You heard it well. Look at that. Let's see what it is. Late at night, but Cubans have taken on the street demonstrated to be the beginning of routine commerce in the country. Wow. Cuba has been oppressed just like Venezuela and Iran. Pressure from the US has inspired to the people. Obviously, guys, these people are very communist and they're trying to get a little bit of help, but it's just not this easy. I mean, look at that. What we have. This guy is going to help the Cuban people. Let's see the Venezuelans in Doral. See what they see.
That dramatic escalation overseas is being felt right here at home in Doral.
Hundreds of Venezuelans, they have flocked to a popular Venezuelan convenience store, El Aripazo. And that is where we find Local 10's Gabrielle Arzola. She is alive in the middle of cheers and celebrations as the country is on the brink of a historical change. Gabby.
Wow.
Hi there, guys. Good morning. Well, I would argue that a lot of Venezuelans here say we've already hit a historical brink
Right.
here. Arapeazo. My goodness, I can't even speak. We've been here all morning. Take a look. A little bit of the sights and sounds here because it really is something so beautiful to see. When you think of a country so proud,
This is going to bring the economy
it's right here. I mean,
in the
we're
Americas
Venezuela
for good.
a lot
Right
of
now,
people
we can put in a balance, though.
and
You see, look at the American flags right there.
Take a look. Let's come inside. We
Wow,
have
that's so cool.
with their
That's really
flags.
cool, though.
We have people playing the music, flowers in little girls' hair. I
It
mean,
needed to happen. Many people,
generous-
oh, why? That's against the human right. This, you guys do it wrong. Look at the American flag waving back there in the background. That's really amazing.
extremely tightly wound.
That's a
with-
crime of war, blah, 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 yada, yada. Yeah, but what is crime?
So
American
many
flag right there.
at some
What is
point
crime? It's oppressing a country, oppressing the people,
hearing, chanting,
and taking people out of this
It really was
existence.
so incredible to see such a community come together.
That's not
and
cool.
what's interesting now, guys, is that we're actually seeing people from all over South
Look at that,
America.
mega.
From Colombia,
Flag.
we have people from Chile, even people from Cuba
Yeehaw.
waving their flags, wanting something to be done in their island. So it really is something so communal here, where you
That's
have the
really cool.
totally
Guys, I'm
as a city,
happy. I'm glad.
break hunger
These
with
people deserve to have an
overall
opportunity, especially to know how to use their oil
not want.
and have a
They're
treaty
all saying, "Ya
like
terminó."
any other
All
country that
over.
has a free treaty of
Now they're just
exchange
going
for their
and
economy in the future. Excuse me. So
for
it really
Venezuela.
needs to happen seriously. Make Venezuela great again. So
Live in
that's cool.
Doral. She has been there all morning where the crowds have just been
That's
growing.
awesome.
Gabby,
Look at
it's
that
been a pleasure
American
to see on
flag
the
waving over
number
there.
of the amount
People
of
are
people
happy. Many people, oh, you do it. Human right, workers' right.
You know, right now I'd
Nothing.
probably say closer to about
Take around the
300
war. Like, nope.
people at some
Nope.
point. I'd say earlier in the morning at around 6 a.m.
Anyhow, let's check and see an X. What these people? This is the thing. These guys from Venezuela, like Maduro, and we find out there's some connection with the Mexican corruption government over there. So, which is true though, and there's a lot linked to on those files. Obviously, that is being transported. Look at this guy,
Rechazo categóricamente
a
sus
clown.
insidias contra el gobernador Rocha Moya y la gobernadora Marina del Pilar. Bueno, se los voy a decir.
Every single one of these Mexican politicians are linked to crap, and obviously their hands are no clean. So let's see. The charge in the January 2026 indictment. So we have January 2026 indictment names Maduro and five other defendants: Celia de la Flores de Maduro, the wife, and a lot of ranking officer. Relevant historical precedent. Head of state immunity. His options were given. He didn't want to take it. At least tried to go to Cuba. He denied it. So he found his faith. Consideration for Congress. Wow, he has a lot going on right here. Conduct the Venezuela operation using armed forces. Seize Maduro for law enforcement purposes. Wow. Introduce legislation. Well, that's a lot this guy got. I mean, certainly nobody wants to be on his shoes. So he did it to himself. Epic scrolling and let's see what happened. It's Ask X.
First time in 7 years now, there will be a direct commercial flight from the United States to
Finally, that
Venezuela.
happened.
The flight is scheduled to
Finally.
take off next hour from the airport in Miami.
Miami, the first flight
Who's
after
getting
7
ready to
years.
climb on board, head to Caracas. And Steve, how goes it there? Good morning.
Bill, a real sense of excitement here at gate D55 in Miami International Airport. That's something you haven't seen up on the board for the past 7 years. Caracas, Venezuela. American Airlines going to make the first commercial flight to Venezuela from the U.S. in 7 years. Due to unrest in that country, it just hasn't happened. For a lot of people here in Florida, it's going to be a chance for some to reunite with their family members.
We are going to be able to see our.
Let's check it out. Something came up here. Here's another news regarding to Maduro, though. So, a U.S. Special Forces soldier allegedly used inside military information to make more than 400,000 prediction markets bets tied up to Maduro's removal. So there's a lot of Democrats saying, "Oh, well, he's doing well. He should go to prison." But the Pelosi lady makes a lot of stuff like that. So let's check it out.
Apparently, there was a special forces soldier who was involved in the capture of Venezuelan President Maduro, who was arrested by federal authorities today on suspicion of insider trading and betting on Polymarket. Are you concerned that federal employees are betting on these prediction markets and potentially?
Yeah, connection right there.
Well, I don't know about it, but was he betting that they would get him or they wouldn't get him?
It sounds like he was betting on his removal from office, that Maduro would be removed.
Well, that's
it sounds like
interesting.
he was involved in the operation.
That's like Pete Rose betting on his own team. It's a little like Pete Rose. He's out of the Hall of Fame because he bet on his own team. Now, if he bet against his team, that would be no good, but he bet on his own team. I'll look into it, yeah.
Apparently,
Wow.
a special forces soldier.
That's cool. Anyhow. Yeah, look at that. Ana Paulina Luna.
The DOJ just arrested a service member that was on the successful Maduro raid because, listen to this, he placed a bet on Polymarket betting for the success of the mission, meaning he bet that Maduro would be arrested. Now, here's the problem that I have with this, right? Unless he leaked classified information, I don't know that what he did was illegal. But I want to point out something. Unless the Department of Justice plans on going after every single member currently insider trading, and there's a lot of them, this is not justice. This is skewed justice. Nancy Pelosi, for example, made over
17,000 returns and investments.
Warren Buffett.
So yeah, Pelosi is allowed to do that, but not this military guy in comparison.
About her arrest, no. How about the other members of Congress? On average, 600% returns if they're individual stock trading, outperforming the S&P. You see, unless the DOJ does this for them, it's not fair. So I am going to be asking for him to receive a pardon. He should be forced to disgorge profits, but not facing 50 years.
Facing 50 years, exactly. So why no Pelosi go to prison for the same thing? She's doing Polymarket as well. So why this guy who made 400,000 in comparison for that bet, he can get those 400,000 discharged and have a presidential pardon and no face 50 years in prison, as she say. But Pelosi can do the same, even with more profits and not going to prison. How? These guys are rotten.
The DOJ just...
So, apparently this is one of the pictures of it. Polymarket trending. That's the bet, apparently. Let's see what else. Oh, this is the lady who asked this question to Trump. We don't want to see it. Look at this picture. Picture of victory. All right. Anyhow, guys, so I just wanted to share the Delta Force, how
January
they captured
3rd, 2026.
So, which was really awesome. Really awesome. And clapping for that. Very nice. That's very nice. We needed that in the economy. We needed that for the Venezuelan people. We needed that for the America's economy too. And you see there's more things going on with Iran, but it's similarities. It's kind of similar. You know, if things keep happening like that, Cuba and Mexico will not that far from the list. And it's like we need to clean the stairs from top to bottom. So you need to go to the top, guys, in order to have a great country and great economy, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this live. I hope you enjoyed the illustration. This is a live. Obviously, I go through pages. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like it. Educate yourself. Respect to be respected. God bless you. God bless everyone. God bless the world. See you guys.